All right, all right. I'm live. I am in all the places. And let me tell you something. If I don't admire myself just a little bit, I'm popping with this red today. What's going on YouTube? What's going on Instagram? Facebook, I think. I'm in all the places. What's happening? Welcome, welcome, welcome to this very important live stream. This is a conversation, y'all, that we got to have today. We got to have this conversation. What's up, IG? Y'all always be coming through. Facebook, YouTube. This is an important conversation, and I hope that you're leaned in. Say hi to me. What's up, Markel Brown? I saw you just come on in. Dimples 2195, Gladys Eugene. I am excited about this conversation. What's up, Melanie? Thank you. Look, I was thinking that red looked good on me too. I looked at myself. I said, "Oh snap, this red look kind of good." Thank you, so much. So look, y'all, we are going to. I used to say I don't know about this one right here because this ain't nothing happening with this. I'm just letting you know it's just zero. So I don't know if you're in the right place or what. But anyway, we're gonna have a conversation tonight, and I'm not gonna hold you long, but I'm gonna be impactful. Somebody type impactful in the chat. I'm trying to be like you, Michelle. She said, "Hey sis, I love those frames." We're just trying to follow Michelle's lead. She always has good frames. Thank you. What's up, Brooklyn? Castabella in the house. Let me just say this, y'all. Tonight, I want to talk about the ways, I need this, babe, the ways in which women lie to themselves. Somebody type lie in the chat. We're just gonna have some real talk tonight. What's up, Rodney Jackson? We are going to have some real talk tonight about the ways in which we lie, the lies women tell. And I already knew. What's up, Sierra from Virginia? I already knew that it was gonna be a problem when I was putting together my little graphic, right? Because I said, sometimes we don't want to be called out. And most people who follow me, follow myself and my husband. I ain't even say who I am for anybody who's on here. Like, I don't even know who the hell you are. People know us to be able to talk about and make room for everybody. But tonight it's a call out session. And not a call out session to make you feel bad, but here we are on the eve of Valentine's Day. It is Black Love Day. And I need you to understand that there are some lies that you have been telling yourself. There are some lies that you tell on a regular basis. There are lies flowing in, up, and through your atmosphere. And I'm talking to women. I'm talking to women. It don't mean that some of this might not jump off of a woman and stick to a man, but I'm talking to my sisters tonight. And this is really appropriate to me. I found this to be a really good time to talk about this when I thought about it, because I'm striving to disrupt your fantasy. I'm striving to disrupt your willing ignorance. I'm trying to disrupt your putting your head in the sand because you want a romantic night, because you know you need somebody to be close to, for those who are dating and not yet committed, for those who are married, because you actually want there to be peace. And that's what I talk about all the time. We want to strive for connection over conflict, but you want there to be peace more than you want to advance your relationship, more than you want to actually grow, more than you want to actually confront the issues. And tonight we're going to get into some of the ways in which we lie. So let me pause for a second. And I'm talking about the ways women lie, because women lie a particular way. Somebody type particular. We lie a particular way. Men do too. What's up, Yvonne? But women lie a particular way. And I want to get into it. And I want to see if you see yourself. And if you see yourself, don't get an attitude with me. Don't feel bad and shameful. Just be like, damn, that's clarity for my ass. I want clarity tonight. If you didn't get anything else, just get some clarity from the conversation that we have tonight. So my name is Iana Ma'at. I am one half of that dynamic duo that is my husband and myself. We are the co-founders of Black Love and Marriage, a personal development and relationship education company. We have a membership community, and we do all things relationships. We have a wonderful podcast called Relationship Cheat Code that we'd love for you to go and follow right now on Instagram. And we do intensives and retreats and have all kinds of courageous conversations in our community with folks going to the next level, recognizing and realizing that they cannot go further or higher, that chick jet, what's up, until you do your personal work. That you can focus on your relationship and all the funkiness, but until you focus on yourself, what's up, Ashla? Until you look at yourself, you're never going to get to where you want to be, because you can only go as high as your mind will let you go. And there are lies that women tell themselves all the time. And if can I be real? Just let me just ask that question. Because some of y'all, I'm a therapist. I'm a trained therapist. I'm a relationship coach. And so there are a lot of things that I'm aware of when I'm talking with folks, when I'm coaching folks. I'm very aware, but I do not put it out in the atmosphere. I just suggest some things. I put some prompts out to see if the person that I'm working with at the moment will do something with that, because it's not my job to have your answer. It's my job to facilitate awareness. So can I be real with y'all? I saw some hearts over on IG. Sometimes, y'all give me permission to be real. What's up, Nicole and Kimberly from Liverpool? Okay, Kimberly. All right, I see some permission to be real. Sometimes I'm sitting talking to folks and I'm thinking to myself, what in the world is going on? What is going on? What kind of crafty mind tricks does one have to play on themselves to be in this kind of situation, dealing with this kind of dynamic and processing it the way that they do? And sometimes I've said this about my own self, so there is no judgment. But I want y'all to understand that we play tricks on ourselves, because if we were completely honest about what our situation is and what's really happening, married or single, committed or not, happy or not, or anywhere in between, if we were completely honest, damn, it's always going to hold you accountable, bruh. Sis, it's always going to hold you accountable in some way. There's always something else you can do. There's another mindset you can have about it. There's somewhere where you can actually apologize. You can extend yourself. You can set a boundary. You can say, I ain't dealing with this no more. And you don't want to get that clarity. A lot of us don't want to get that clarity, because if we do that, then it requires us, at least we believe, that it requires us to actually change our behavior and do something different. And so many of us just tell these lies. We just tell these lies and won't even know we're doing it. And I see women doing this all the time. So I'm saying this in love, because again, as soon as I sent out an email to my list earlier today and I said, hey, I'm doing this live tonight, I got a response back, and the sister said, I don't know if you want to hear right now. She probably not. She probably like, I'm not coming to that. She said, all women don't be lying to themselves. It's for no man to try to be with no man. All women ain't doing that just to try to negotiate with and accommodate a man. So, she was already irritated by that. But here's the thing. We have to be willing to make room for the truth, not because we're going to judge it, but because we need to see it clearly. And there are lies that we tell. And so the first thing that I want to set the tone with, what's up, babe? Well, no, it's okay. The first thing I want to set the tone with y'all is this, that self-deception plays a role. Self-deception has a role. It plays a part in your psychology, in the way that you are rolling and flowing day to day, whether you're dating, whether you're married, whatever, right? Like self-deception has its role. And I need you to understand that if you're not clear about how it's popping up in your life, that you're going to always have difficulty or have issues, because it has its role in relationships. And so there are so many myths that we hold up as women. What are some of the myths that we hold up as women, especially around about this time of year, around Valentine's Day, and what our man is supposed to do and how he's supposed to roll, and what it is that we're supposed to be experiencing? There's so many myths that we hold up, and there's so many lies we tell ourselves about what is happening in our world. And the reason that we do that is because if we were to just tell the truth, we would have to see the shortcomings. We'd have to see where we're off. We'd have to see where our life doesn't measure up to what we put out. And I'm just going to keep it 100, y'all, because it's a whole lot of folks who look real good out in the streets. You, your husband, your partner, your family, y'all are out here taking wonderful pictures and going to whatever the event is and taking pictures for the gram and doing all the things, but you don't talk to each other in your house. You don't even know how to apologize to your man when you know you're wrong, because you are more committed to being right than to being in relationship. You know that you be popping off at the mouth, and you like, I know, you know what I'm saying? Everybody know that about me. I've been like that since I was 7, since I was 3, but you ain't even working on it. You know that there are some particular ways that your partner experiences you, and you actually hear it. So you pipe down for a little bit. If your husband says, for example, you know what, sometimes I feel like you don't make room for me. You keep coming for me. You keep asking me questions. You keep telling me this and saying what's not working right, but you don't never say anything positive. Right? You pipe down because you're like, okay, but you don't actually change your game. You don't study the craft of being in a relationship with your partner. You don't start to shift and say, damn, when I'm not good. I had to recognize this early on in my relationship. Realtor Jermaine, what's up, Realtor Jermaine? I had to recognize this early on about myself, that I was not really the greatest in terms of giving affirmations, applauding my partner, applauding my husband, and saying, "Babe, like I appreciate this." In fact, when we were in a uh, marriage boot camp back in the day, years and years and years ago, I remember saying, "The hell!" Like we was on like a lesson about like your partner gravitates towards the applause. Somebody write that down, my note takers. Your partner gravitates towards the applause. And I was thinking to myself, so I'm supposed to applaud this Negro because he took out the trash. You're trying to tell me that I need to encourage him because he paid a bill? Ain't that what he's supposed to do? That's literally what he's supposed to do. And that was really how I felt. And many of you on here tonight understand exactly what I'm talking about. But the reality is, and I told somebody this, I don't know, I was saying this earlier today or yesterday, because this is something that we as women have to pay attention to. Um, I still like when my husband comes to me and be like, "Dang, boo, what you got cooking in here? It smell good in here. What's in here? It's good. I came in the house. I'm tired. Smell good. You know what I mean? You got the fireplace going. It's a whole vibe in here, man. I like that." 20 plus years. We've been married for 21 years, going on 28 years together. We let me tell you something. It matters. It matters. I love that. I soak it up. I'm like, for real, boo? You like that? So when I understood how it impacted me, then I could make room for how I was able to impact him. And so there are so many things that we need to do differently as women. But what again I want to get into tonight, I'm gonna share with you three things. Somebody type three in the chat, three things that you can pay attention to. And you really need to pay attention big time. Because there are too many lies that we are telling ourselves in our relationships. First of all, I want to address the longest river, the longest river in the world, not the longest river in Africa. What I'm trying to address, y'all. I'm so corny. This is corny as hell, but I still want to. What's the first thing I want to address out of the three things? Thank you, Kate. Is a concept called denial. Thank you, Sierra. I'm so corny. Okay, denial. So many of us are sitting in our relationships 10 years in, 10 months in, 20 years in, 30 years in. I know it was corny, y'all. And we are in such denial about the state of, the union, the state of the household, the state of our marriage, the state of our family, of our commitment. I talk to so many women week after week. And I want to say this right now because my husband and I have a community called the Blam Core community. You can learn more about it by going to blamcore.com. But I'm talking to people all the time, and people are in denial. And my job, tree if you're Caribbean, my job is to help illuminate something that they may not have considered before as they process through what they need to get through, whether they are overcoming infidelity, whether they are dealing with like, man, we have been just struggling and having a hard time in our finances forever. I really want some more leadership from my husband around this area, and it's just not working. It's not working for me or my family, whether it's communication or whether it's my spouse is cheating on me, and they telling me that they're not sure they want to be back together with me, but I'm the one that got cheated on. And I'm just saying this right now because I have to put this out here because I just have to. It's quite a few people that I've worked with in that situation. Okay, it's a whole slew of people. So anybody who's on here and you're like, damn, she talking about me because you're in my community, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about a whole bunch of people, right? It's a lot of people in that situation where like you are the one who was betrayed, financial infidelity, emotional infidelity, sexual infidelity, whatever it is, and you're trying to figure out how do I maintain and hold on to this thing, and as you should, no judgment there, but your partner is completely out of whack and like, I'm not really sure. I don't know if I want to deal with this. And they the one that stepped out. Denial. So in order for us, in order for you, in order for me to be able to get to a place where we know what we need to do to take care of ourselves, to attend to what God has called us to do in our marriage or our relationship, and to make sure that we are not just focused on what we want, but we're focused on the good of the relationship, but we're also holding up good, strong boundaries for ourselves. In order for us to do that, we must first tell the truth, and we got to get out of denial. So, whatever your situation is, if you're listening tonight, I don't know where my husband is right now. Matter of fact, some of y'all know where your husband is right now. You know he with the other one. He with the other one right now. And I've been praying on it, and I see some things, but I know this is not uncommon. Unfortunately, today it's not uncommon. Then call it what it is. You will not get in trouble. You will just bring yourself clarity. Write it down. Write it down so that you can see it for yourself. If you are in denial about the fact that your inability to regulate your emotions, we talk about this a lot inside of my community because I am somebody who has to continuously work on that because I got a lot of electric energy. My husband's like this, smooth in the cut, relax, smooth in the cut. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. That's me. And so it doesn't matter what I'm expressing myself about. I have to always be mindful of that because I can overwhelm him. I can oversaturate the environment. I can really just saturate the environment with a whole lot of emotions and a whole lot of stuff that really doesn't help me to advance my issue, my concern, my needs, or the relationship. And so if that's the case, and that, it's hard sometimes for us to be able to own stuff because we're like, well, this is just who I am. Like, I'm not trying to do anything to you. I'm just being me. But all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? This was my experience. You know what I mean? My energy, my way worked well at work, not 100% of the time, if we be really honest. But for the most part, it works well in the workplace, works well with my friends, works well in the community. But when I get to my husband, oh my goodness, what's up, Gina? The thing he loved to say. I'm gonna see if anybody on here knows. Anybody been listening to me long enough to know? What do y'all remember? Anybody here remember what my husband's favorite thing to say about me was that I always talk about? I don't know if I always talk about it, but I talked about it enough early on in our marriage. What was his favorite thing to say about me? I don't know. I'm just curious as to whether or not I really sat on that. If y'all really know. Anybody? I don't see nothing. Okay, y'all don't know. That's good. I feel like I'm sharing something brand new. Okay, Kimberly, I see you. I'm going to answer your questions in a minute. He said I was so disrespectful, y'all. This man told me all the time, you are so disrespectful. And the thing, Yvonne knew. And the thing that would get me, y'all, is he would be so smooth with it. You so disrespectful. Like real smooth with it. Like, you just disrespectful. And something about the way his calmness irritated the hell out of me even more. Anybody know what I'm talking about? You so damn calm, which at that point is now highlighting that I do be doing the most. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm just trying to have a conversation. And so we personalize so many things in our marriages. We personalize so many things in our relationships. And for real, it wasn't necessarily that I was being disrespectful. It's that the way that I was talking to him, the way that I was communicating, the way I was getting my message across was not landing with him. So simply, yeah, nonchalant. Simply like just my energy. So for me, I'm like, if I'm talking like I'm talking right now, so look, this is just what I'm thinking because I feel like we need to make this move because we have not done blah, blah, blah. That's disrespectful. So you can see how you can personally be like, "Damn, I'm not trying to be disrespectful." But the reality is that we got to come out of denial. And I was in denial about my impact. And we talk about this all the time. You got to focus on your impact, not just your intention. Somebody write that down, note taker, write that down. Focus on your impact, not just your intention. If you focus on that, then you don't have to personalize it as much and make it about like you trying to say, boo, boo, boo. You're gonna still feel that. But you can have a mechanism in place to be like, no, no, no. This is what I do all the time, your Iana. He's telling you how you have impacted him. It doesn't mean that's your intention. It doesn't mean that's who you are. You just need to do it a little different because it's not landing well with him. Okay, Miss Brown Sugar, thank you for writing that in the chat. So we got to come out of denial about our impact. And the sooner we're able to accept all of who we are, all of how we be, the easier it will be. Let me tell you a quick story real fast, y'all. I'm supposed to be getting to two other things, but I'm getting over on my time. How long have we been on here? I don't know. Oh, I can see it. All right. So, my husband and I were coaching a couple who were overcoming infidelity. And one of the things that people have a hard time with, particularly the person who has betrayed. I'm coming back to you, woman. This is about the women, the lies the women tell. So I'm coming back. Just give me a second. But one of the things that's particularly hard, whether it's a woman or a man who has stepped out on a relationship, one of the things that's difficult is to be able to really make space for your partner to be effed up with you. They just fucked up with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter how you roll, how you coming. Like, they looking at you side with a side eye, and they not here for it. They here, but they just not giving you no energy. So here you are trying to make some changes. You're making some shifts. You done gone to the Lord. You done asked for forgiveness. You're really trying to be different. You have bared your soul. Now, a lot of y'all ain't even doing that. That's a whole nother live stream for another day. But if you're really trying to come correct, it can be difficult to deal with that. And particularly if you have a lot of shame around it. And so when we were working with this particular couple, the brother who had stepped out on his wife, he said, oh, no. They came back to us, right? We were talking in the session, and she was talking about how much she felt supported and like, damn, like when I'm triggered, he's listening to me. He's not like tapping out or like being defensive or whatever. And we asked him, like, what is it? Like, has something changed? Like, what's going on? And he said, I finally recognized that I just had a whole lot of feelings about myself based on what I did. The way that I see myself and the life that I know I want to live, the kind of family that I want to have, and the way I'm supposed to be representing, right? Like, I'm not that dude, but somehow I found myself caught up. And so I had a whole lot of shame around that. Like, I mentor other dudes, and here I am in this situation. And so it was hard for me to be able to really make room for her and how she was coming at me. Cause I'm like, I made a mistake, but that's not who I am. And she was like, that's all I know you to be right now. Right. She wasn't cutting him any slack. But when he forgave himself, when he accepted all of himself, including his vulnerabilities, including his errors, his mistakes, and he was able to bless it and to be able to see it and receive that that's the reality right now, and I'm shifting, and he did not judge it, but he just let it be, then he didn't feel the shame anymore. He didn't feel the heaviness anymore, and he didn't feel like he was a bad person. And so because of that, what's up, Claudia Harrison? Because of that, he was then able to make more room for her. Like the stuff that she said and the comments she made and the things she didn't say, it didn't hit the same. You know what I mean? It didn't hurt the same. It didn't come in his spirit the same because he knew she was going through her healing process, and his job was to hold space. His job was to be a stable force and not to be reactive to all of that. You can't do that if you're in denial. If you're in denial about some of your vulnerabilities, if you're in denial about some of your stuff, you can't do that. So what happens when we're in denial and we cannot own some of our stuff? We cannot see ourselves and forgive ourselves at the same time. We are looking for our partner to give us what they are not going to give us because they are in their process. You have to give it to yourself. Relationship work is personal work. You got to give it to yourself. You got to look to God for that, and then you hold space. And when we're in denial, we cannot do that. So get out of denial. That was an example of a man in that particular example who has stepped out, right? But I need you to understand that if your mouth is hot, if you shut down and don't ask for what you need, woman, if you do a lot of judging, if you do a lot of criticizing, woman, whatever it is, you got to be able to reckon with the truth of that. And it's usually not fully what your partner is saying, but it also ain't what you're saying. It's somewhere in the middle. And so what are you going to own? So we're telling lies to ourselves about how we're experienced by our partner. And then we don't hold ourselves accountable. We're telling lies to ourselves because we are codependent. That's number two. Number two, y'all, we are codependent. What does it mean to be codependent? This is the profession of othering. It's not a profession. I'm just trying to be funny. And it ain't even funny, but it's funny to me. This is when we are othering. I call it othering. We are focused on everybody else except for ourselves. We are thinking about how to do for them, how to make sure they're okay. And we're also controlling. A lot of people think that othering or codependency is just about trying to be there for everybody, but it's also controlling as hell. Because if you can manage other people, how they show up, particularly your partner, then you can also manage some of your anxiety, some of your stuff. And so when we are codependent, then we know somebody else's story better than we know our own story. Some of y'all, I'm just going to call a thing a thing. Some of you all, as women, you all are experiencing the utmost disrespect, the utmost dishonoring of who you are. God would never be okay. And God is not pleased with how you let your husband, your partner, your man roll. Point blank, period. And the reality is that you can't let him roll no kind of way. So let me rephrase and reframe that. God would not be pleased with how you are representing for yourself. Because this man is coming and going as he pleases. This man is saying whatever out of his mouth to you, and you are here for it. And maybe you push back, maybe on the surface, you got something, you got a little fire, but you don't follow through. You set what I call fake boundaries. Fake boundaries are those things that we say, we talk a good game, but at the end of the day, your girlfriends know when y'all are out to brunch, she ain't going nowhere, and neither is he. And that's just what it is. And this is not about me trying to push you up out of your house or say you need to go somewhere, but you ain't for real, for real. You have to be willing to put everything on the line. You have to be willing to be alone. You have to be willing to say, I don't know how the hell I'm going to be able to pay the bills if we, but he just doing whatever. Now, some of this don't land with some of y'all because y'all ain't in a situation, but some of y'all in some crazy ass situations. You know he lying. You know he lying. You literally know. Like I've been in sessions with folks and they done told me the craziest of things. Safe space. I'm always going to create a safe space. And when they finished telling me all the crazy things, and they said, but I don't know if, he said he's not doing anything. Lord have mercy. So then I just asked the question. So do you think he's doing something? And I'm talking about they got straight up in your face evidence. They got screenshots of text messages. They got all kinds of evidence, people reaching out to them. This happens lots and lots of times. I just have to keep saying this. If any of my Blamley members, any of my clients, so on, you talk about me. I'm talking about a whole bunch of y'all. I'm here to serve you, but I'm also here to make it make some things clear. Okay, so it's not just you; it's a lot of folks. And so you see the screenshots, you see the messages from people telling you what he's doing. You know that he said he was going to the Target, and he'd be right back, and the Target is 10 minutes away. But he come back 3 hours later. And you say, where you? And he like, don't be asking me questions. You already know. And you're a whole married person. You're a whole wife. You're a whole wife. You don't even know where he is. And when you say where you at, he said, I got, I'm saying I was at the Target. But all he bought was nothing because there is no Target receipt. Come on, y'all. God would not be pleased. And I'm not that type of person. I don't do that God would not be pleased stuff. I'm just saying at some point, you got to stop telling lies to yourself. And the real thing, y'all, is this. When I ask the question, do you believe that he's cheating? Do you believe that something is going on? Right? When we have this obvious evidence, I ask a genuine question. Not all the time, but a great deal of time. They say, I do. And I really appreciate that answer because it's one of transparency and truth. And so I know that folks come to me and my husband because we don't tell nobody to throw nothing away. We say, do your work and then figure out what needs to happen. But the real question for people who find themselves in that situation, I'm talking to you, sis, is if you know that and you're aware, why am I still here? I am a person who is an advocate of marriage. I am somebody who says you can overcome infidelity. I am someone who says you can go through all kind of hell and high water. I am a witness. My husband and I have been through. We work with couples and individuals who've been through. We say you can come forward and you start doing your work. It ain't got to be both of y'all. But if you are sitting in the midst of straight ass disrespect, shame on you. Your partner may not like you and they may try to blame you for this stuff. But God damn it, they need to respect you. They need to respect you. And so we got all this stuff going on, and you can't get no respect. And you're not calling that to you. That's a problem. I don't even want to talk about the relationship, sis. I don't even want to talk about the marriage. I don't want to talk about what he's doing. And I know he had this going on when he was a baby and he got mommy issues and all this stuff. I want to talk about you and your lack of respect for yourself and your lack of ability to set boundaries for yourself. You can set a boundary. You can say, I'm not doing this, and pray, God, please work it out because I want this man. I love this man. I know he's hurting, God, and I want him, but I will not be in a house where my husband comes in and out the house as he pleases and tells me some bullshit. And I'm going to sit here and go to sleep and wake up the next morning and make him some eggs. Hell no. And that's what they said in The Color Purple. Hell no. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. So it doesn't mean that it's just black and white, throw it away, but it does mean you have to have standards. You have to standards. Number 3, I'm about to put up a 2. Number 3, my goodness. Woo, y'all done got me fired up. Lord have mercy. Do you see yourself in this? Yeah. Okay, Kimberly. Kimberly says, that's when I knew it was over and I walked away finally. She says she got with someone who respects her. Yes, yes, yes. That's good. Get with somebody who respects you. But at the end of the day, no one will respect you unless you respect yourself first. And you can't say you respect yourself. You got to have evidence of it. You got to look for like, where is the evidence of my respect for myself? I say that. I'm not the one. But where is it? Not that you cuss somebody out, not that you go off on somebody, but where is the line that you have drawn? Where is it? And if you don't have any evidence of it, get into coaching. Come on over here. Get into our community. Do something. Use your insurance. Go read a book. Do some meditation because you have to focus on where are the gaps in me that I'm not able to stand up for myself because I cannot stand up to anyone else unless I'm able to first stand up for myself. And this is what we all must do in our relationships. We have to do it. And especially in our committed relationships, in our marriages, all that good stuff. All right, y'all, I'm getting to the last one. These are the lies that we tell, the lies that women tell for love, right? So we've already talked about self-deception and being in denial, right? Around our actual situation. We talked about codependency and kind of knowing his story more than you know your own story. And we can understand and our heart hurts for him, but we don't even know our own story. We're advancing his story before we advance ours. And I just need you to know, I think sometimes, especially when people are married, people can sometimes get a little confused because it's like, well, I'm supposed to cover him. He's supposed to cover me. We're supposed to be committed one to the other, for sure, for sure. But you have to have non-negotiable standards. And you have to be able to draw boundaries. And you have to be able to have consequences if those boundaries are not honored. Point blank, period. Write it down. I say all the time, write it down. You'll hold yourself accountable. You start writing some stuff down, y'all. Okay, the last thing, and then I'm going to be done for this evening. I'm going to invite you also to come and join me Thursday night as we go deeper on this. I'm going to go deeper on this in terms of, the lies that we tell, but then also getting into telling the truth and how you get into some radical truth telling. This one here will not be as popular. This one here, you're going to hear and be like, But in order to do any of the things that I've talked about, in order to do just a smidget, is that a word? Smidget? A smidge, a little bit of what I talked about, you are going to have to be vulnerable. In order to see yourself, check yourself, get yourself, love yourself, accept yourself all at once, you got to be vulnerable. In order to come out of denial, see what's really going on, and really pay attention to what you have participated in and how you have co-created your current environment. And that it ain't all just him. It's you too, sis. You're going to have to be vulnerable. In order to really look at like, damn, like, why is it that I am really committed to understanding his resistance and why this is happening and how I can do this for him? And I'm not really paying attention to it from a place of where is it that I need to grow? What is it that I need to develop? What's going on with me? In order to get into that place, you got to be vulnerable. And vulnerability is one of the things that most people are just fiercely afraid of and don't even know it. What is vulnerability? It's just telling the truth. What is vulnerability, Kevin Smith? What's up, Ida Lloyd? It's just saying what it is. It's saying, you know what? I had a feeling in my heart that it was this, but I never said it. I never put it out there, but I pretty much had a sense that I had some shizzle, some crap going on right up under my nose. But instead of me seeking it out, instead of me asking the question, I just said stuff like, what is done in the dark will come to the light. Well, damn, turn the lights on. You ain't got to wait for it to get, sunny. Turn the light on so you can see right now. I participated. I somehow sit in this dynamic. I have problems. I have issues with my partner. I keep bringing the same thing forward, but instead of continuing to bring it forward, I just say stuff like, I'm not even going to bring this up. I ain't got time because he ain't going to do nothing anyway. He ain't going to listen anyway. So instead of doing what you need to do and pushing into uncomfortable conversations and risking negative, funky energy that you don't have to be the author of, you just bringing forward what you need to bring forward. And if he has negative, funky energy, that's on him. Instead of doing that, you say, I'm not going to bring it up because it ain't going to do nothing no way. You gaslighting your own self. You need to bring it up anyway. How will something be resolved? How will something come to the light? How will there be any accountability in your relationship for your partner if you don't bring it forward? And let me just say this. I say this all the time. When I'm working with new clients or I'm talking to someone, I will say, so have you have you said how you feel? Have you shared your thoughts? Oh yeah, yeah. But I never stop there. And if any coaches on tonight, any counselors, any therapists on tonight, you don't stop there. You investigate that thing. Oh yeah. What does that look like? So tell me how long this has been going on. You ask questions like that. So how often have you brought that forward? But you said be like once a month, once a week. Did you ever sit down and spell it out? You got to get real specific with folks because many of you are listening to me right now and you think you've done that. But you have not been willing to be that vulnerable in your relationship and you have not done that. And so bringing it forward for the first 5 years and the last 10 years, you just said, forget it. That don't count. Bringing it forward once a quarter and never bringing it forward any other time because you ain't trying to go there because they ain't going to do nothing. That don't count. You are a participant. You are a co-creator. You are in denial. You are codependent. You are not being vulnerable. And these are the lies you are telling yourself as a woman. And much of what I'm talking about tonight hits men too. So be clear. But I'm talking to you, sis, because wives change things. Women change things. Because we can bring things forward, we can illuminate some things, we can bring clarity, and we can bring softness and love and a holding space energy all at the same time, much easier than men can, because we are built for it, because we are built like that. But when you don't bring all of you to the table, because you are somehow just lost in the sauce of life, oh Lord. You're tapping out and you're losing when you don't have to. So I just want to know right now, did anybody see themselves tonight? Did anybody hear something of value tonight? I just need to know. I need you to drop it in the chat. I need you to put a little heart on Instagram or something. Did anybody hear any truth tonight that you needed to hear? It might not have been your situation, but it might have been you from the past. It might actually be your situation. Anybody resistant tonight? You heard it and you're looking at me and you're like, that's how you're looking at me. I mean, I hear what she's saying, but you making excuses. All right, Kiana, you definitely did. Good, good. Yes, ma'am. I love it. So this is an accountability conversation. And this is the kind of conversation that we need to have more often. Because it's not about judgment. It's not about condemning you. It's not about saying you was a fool. It's just about clarity. It's 2024. We are only in the second month of 2024. And so you have an opportunity to start doing things differently. All right, Sierra. She said, I turned the light on in her own room. Turn the light on. Stop waiting for it to get turned on. See what he's doing. Stop being reactive and be proactive. This is the opportunity we all have in this quantum leap year of 2024. Yes, 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 yes. So everybody, I really appreciate you all listening. Wow, we've been on for almost 40 minutes tonight. If you've been with me for the entire 40 minutes, I just want to send you so much love. I want to send you more than anything that I've said tonight compassion for yourself, love for yourself, acceptance for yourself, affirmation for yourself. Because these things are not things to take in to make you feel some type of way. Well, actually, they are. Feel some type of way. I do want you to feel it, but not to make you feel bad, but to make you think about how you are flowing and the things that are unconscious, bringing those things to the forefront so you can start shifting differently. So, everybody, this is okay. I love it. I receive it. Receive it, sis. And I'm giving it in love. And I want you to consider that. What is it? What's the day? Tuesday. In 48 hours from now, roughly, there's an opportunity for you to go deeper. And I'm talking to you, sis, and all the men on here. Love you, bruh. But this is for the sisters. On tomorrow, I will be dropping on all social media platforms, going out to my email list tomorrow, first thing in the morning, the opportunity to sign up for another free situation because I'm giving in 2024. And this will be a tell the truth session that I will be having in Zoom. We will not be on social media, and we will be talking about just telling the truth. We got to be clear about the lies, and then we got to start making room for the truth. So that will be on Thursday, this Thursday, February the 15th, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I will not get in front of your Valentine's Day, but right afterwards, come on, let's tell the truth, sis. I want you to join me on Zoom. And again, that will be in the bio. It'll drop on social and it will go out to my email list first thing tomorrow morning. I appreciate y'all making room for me tonight. I bless you and all of the things that you bring that are in your heart. And I absolutely adore this time and this energy because this is all about going to another level together, together. All right, sisters, stay tuned for Thursday's Tell the Truth session. Everybody, be easy. I'll see you next time. You're welcome, Sierra. Yes, yes, yes. Um, I just got a cue from team. So I do have some more spots left. You can go to loveonher.com. I don't know. I almost forgot, y'all, but I did forget. You can go to loveonher.com. I do have some spots still available in my emotional empowerment and healing boot camp that is happening starting February the 20th. It is a 5-week process culminating in a wonderful sister circle intensive weekend. Go to loveonher.com, y'all. Thank you so much. I'll see y'all next time. Peace, y'all. Bye, Instagram. All right. Bye, Facebook. See ya. And then last but not least, peace, you too.